I will be reviewing some expensive Ooh, Naked Lady. Kind of like if the bee spilled too much pollen in the honey pot. Yeah, that's what I meant. Hi guys, how's everyone doing? Good, I hope. This review was a request about a month or so-ish ago from someone. I can't remember who you are, sorry. I talk to so many of you guys that I really do lose track about which comments are on which videos. I have to keep myself in check. Be quiet. The sun is out, which means there'll be background noise, because when the sun comes out in London, people come out of their shell and they go on the streets and they actually do stuff, and they don't wear black anymore and they start wearing colours. So today I'm talking about by Kilian's Voulez-vous, coucher avec moi. And that's not an invitation, by the way. It's the second fragrance I've reviewed by Kilian. Every time I say by Kilian, I think of bye Kilian. Yeah, it's the second one. The first one was Back to Black, which is the one that everyone talks about quite a lot. I don't know how I felt about that one. It was nice, but was it $280 nice? I'm not sure. And I'm not sure how I feel about this one either. Anyway, this is an Oriental Floral. It came out in 2015, so not too long ago. And I would like to say that there is no doubt that the packaging these fragrances come in is just impeccable. I mean, I've never seen one in person, but I've seen pictures, and they just look stunning. Everything about them is sleek and classy, and they're very, very expensive. So I'm not sure where I got this from. I can't remember. But hey, it's got a Naked Lady on the front. What more do you need? YouTube takes the video down. So this is what it says inside the card. I'm pleased to introduce you to my new creation, Voulez-vous, coucher avec moi. A new fragrance combining the voluptuousness of the Gardenia from Brazil and the eroticism of the Sandalwood from Sri Lanka. Essential heart of lactonic white flowers, Ylang-Ylang from Comores, where's that? And Tuberose from India. A new evening clutch, a new companion to surrender to the temptations of the night. I hope you will love it. Kilian Hennessy. And this fragrance, when you buy it from their site, actually comes with in a little clutch. I'm not sure if you can use it as a bag, but it's got these gold snakes on it, and it's really, really nice. Anyway, let me go through the notes, and let me put the Naked Lady down. Goodbye, Naked Lady. So on their website it says, bright neroli and orange blossom are the top notes. They don't actually call it a heart, they call it a vibe. A radiant bouquet of white flowers, Gardenia and Ylang-Ylang, with tantalising tuberose. And then the dry down or base notes is an overdose of sandalwood with a touch of vanilla. So let me spray it on my hands. I've already worn a sample of this, so this is my second sample I've got of this. So, let's get into it. From the name and everything, I was expecting this hugely seductive, come hither type, carnal, slutty, hopefully, fragrance, but that's not what I get from it at all. When I first smell it, it smells very different close up to what it does in the air, and up close is weird. It smells like it's got honey in it, but a strange type honey. It smells like if a bee over-pollinated honey. If it was like a bad batch of honey. So it's got that kind of, you know, because honey's got a floral tone anyway, so it's got a honeyish floral tone at first, but that's got too much pollen in it. It's weird. Honey does have a floral tone, you know, because it comes out of bees' bums or whatever, but this, it smells like an intensely honey-like floral smell that is kind of indescribable. That's all I can say at first. But there is other stuff going on. There is this, they say lactonic in their description, and that is the crux of this whole fragrance. And I figured out recently that it's Gardenia. Gardenia, while it has a floral smell, also has this very strange, almost sour lactonic type smell. And I'm reminded of things by Black Phoenix Alchemy Lab. Whenever they do a fragrance where they're trying to portray the smell of milk, it has this type of smell in it. It's a weird sour milk, but floral, over-pollinated honey at first. It's really strange. Bizarro. That's up close. In the air, it's really pretty. It's kind of sharp, but still a bit sour, but with the promise of something feminine and delicate. When I do this, it's actually, oh, that's actually really, really pretty. It's lovely. $285 pretty though, I'm not sure. I actually prefer it up close because it's more weird up close, but yeah. I also wrote down, there are unmentioned fruity notes in this that I can smell. It doesn't say there's any fruit in it at all, but this kind of sour sharpness feels almost like it's fruity. Again, sour. Honey pollen, weird milk, sour fruity. Not selling it, am I? But that's what it smells like to me. In the air, it has a much more effortless feeling. I think if this wafted past me on somebody, I would say, oh, that's really nice, you know, that's lovely. Nothing like what it smells like up close. But that doesn't stay forever. The weird honey sourness doesn't, well, the sourness does, but the honey part of it goes away. The flowers in here are so well disguised. It's an oriental floral, but I don't immediately go, oh, that's a floral fragrance when I smell it in the air. The sour part of it kind of takes over everything and makes it feel like gone off jam. I don't know. I've been giving the wrong impression, I don't know, but that's kind of what it feels like. I love every single flower mentioned in the notes. I love tuberose, I love Ylang-Ylang, I love orange blossom and neroli, all of those kinds of things. But I never go, oh, it smells like any of those when I smell it. It does have a floral tone, but it's an unusual floral tone. I've never smelled a floral tone like that before, other than maybe the white bottle of Narciso that I reviewed recently, and I'm pinning it on Gardenia because that has a lot of Gardenia in it, and that also has this strange sour lactonic type of smell to it. It's a bit nose tingly. It's weird, it feels like it's more fruity than it is floral, but I can't even say that because there aren't any fruits in it, so it's a bit of a conundrum, this one. You know, sometimes it's nice to be baffled by a fragrance, and then sometimes it isn't. And this one is so confusing that it's like, I don't know what's going on. It's like, do I like it, do I not? It's definitely pleasant. It's not kind of groundbreakingly different, and it also isn't Voulez-vous, Avec Moi. It isn't seductive in any way. It's more spring, light, and kind of effortless when it's in the air. I like the funk that's here. This does have sandalwood and vanilla in the base, and you can tell that the vanilla in this, although it's not making the fragrance vanilla-y as such, it is creating a smooth feeling over everything. So it's kind of verging on going sweet, but it isn't. It's like the vanilla's getting stomped over by the sourness. But it is a pleasant sourness. It is. I'm not saying this to say that this is a bad fragrance or anything, but it's just a bit weird. It's just a bit weird. I don't know. I think I need to do the weird hand test. No, it's not working. Not working today at all. When it starts to dry a bit more, I can feel the more high-pitched floral side of it, but it's nothing as deep as tuberose, it's nothing as heady as Ylang-Ylang, it's nothing as fresh as Neroli, it's nothing as green or fresh as orange blossom. So I'm pinning this whole fragrance on Gardenia. It's you, Gardenia, you are the one. It's like that's the thing that everything's based around. So while there are other tiny things going on that are barely there, the Gardenia really is lending all of its character and all of its weird milky sourness to this fragrance, and the vanilla's trying to kind of fight to come through. So that's where it is in the vibe stage, or the heart stages as they call it. So when it's kind of finally dry, the vanilla does start to come out a little bit more. It never ever goes vanilla-y, but it does sweeten the fragrance up a little bit. But I do feel like at this point it kind of descends into generic territory. It was never out of generic territory. In the air it was like, oh okay, that's kind of cool. But I think when it's dry, it's only got vanilla and sandalwood in it, so there's only so many places it can go to. There's nowhere for the base to hide, if you like. It's kind of like it's falling further down a rabbit hole into non-existent, and I just kind of forget about it a bit. I feel like it's kind of forgettable. I sound like Simon Cowell. No, never. The sandalwood never comes out on me either. It just goes to a borderline kind of boring-ish vanilla fragrance with just the distance of that sour stuff that dominated for such a long time. And yeah, it's kind of faintly floral. So that's all I can really say about it. In terms of longevity, the sample I wore was a swipey one, although I did dump it on me quite a few times. I did go boom, and I'm going to spray it on me now actually, just so I can get some proper spritzes in. That honey thing's really cool. Oh, right up the schnoz. I think for $200 or whatever this is, I wouldn't get it, but I think it's worth a smell. I do think there are much better florals though. I'm sorry, by Kilian. I'm sure you have some other amazing things in your line that I'd love to try, but this one, kind of like the other one, just falls a little bit flat. But guys, try it out. The opening is really cool, and there is something really pretty about it when it's in the air, but yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I'm out to my like, I'll go down there to subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon for another review. Goodbye.